Now, our viewers or our listeners cast across the globe, wheresoever you are, good afternoon or good evening or good morning because of the difference of the latitude and the longitude. We thank God Almighty Allah for the day, for everything, and as part of our continuation of the SADAQA or the sacrifice, we are going to throw more lights on that. Alhamdulillah. So the other time we discussed about the day on the 5th of January 2023, and then the additional day is 23rd January 2023. So we are going to throw more light on that, and then we are going to demonstrate beyond reasonable doubt to avoid any inconvenience or unforeseen eventualities. So these are the items. These are the items that we are going to buy, be it in Nigeria, because when in Nigeria, I don't know the major natural resources on the competitive market in the international world. In Cameroon, in London, in France, USA, and others. In the US, you can use Apple. We find out you can use Apple in the USA. And then the other countries too, you can also, in Saudi Arabia, you can use date in Saudi Arabia. If you are there, you can use date. So we are now going to elaborate more. And then this is the attire that takes the picture of Ghana flag. This is the attire that takes the picture of Ghana flag. So if you are in Cameroon, if you are in London, if you are in USA, France, if you are in New Zealand, if you are in Australia, if you are in Samoa even, you buy the cloth that takes the picture of the flag of your country. You buy the cloth that means, and then the spiritual implication is that God will raise you high and will raise your economic status high in the year, like the way the flag is being raised high above all the clothes of your country. So these are the stuffs that we are going. So these are the stuff that we do explain. But the additional information is that on the 23rd, it's not like the 5th. You are going to have a penalty of one highest denomination currency of your country. I take it again. On the 23rd, you are going to add one additional highest or biggest note of your country. It's not single. It's going to be doubled. Be it or regardless or irrespective of your parent number of birth. What I mean here is that the other on the 5th, if you were a twins or a triplet or quadruplet, you are going to add one additional digit of the highest note of your country. Like, for example, on the 5th, those who were twins, instead of giving 200 Ghana cedis, we are using Ghana note because I'm a Ghanaian. So please excuse my language. So a twins will use 200 Ghana notes. That's the highest, biggest note of Ghana. Two of them, because he is paired, there are two. And then a triplet will use three biggest note of Ghana. That's 600. And then someone who is a quadruplet will use 4. That's 800 Ghana cedis. But if the person did that SADAQA, it covers the rest of the partner or the rest of the what do you call it, the brothers or the sisters, depending on the gender. Like if they are 4 and then the person uses the 4, he uses the 4 in place of all of them. So there's no need for the other. The quadruplets are 4, right? So if one dies, then the rest of the 3 don't do the SADAQA. That's what I mean. And then triplet, if one of them did the SADAQA, the rest of the 2 will not do it. And then a twins, if one do, and then the other one will not, the other partner will not do it. But here is the case that the penalty, this is a spiritual penalty. The note, this 23rd, whether you are a triplet, whether you are a quadruplet or whatever, you are going to add one additional biggest note of your country. That's what I mean. But if the person happens to be a twins or a quadruplet or a triplet, he is not going to add the notes. He is going to do it as he did it on the 5th, and then he will add only one doof. Let's say a quadruplet wants to do it on the 23rd. He's going to add only this one single doof instead of adding 800 Ghana cedis. I'm using Ghana money, for example, because I'm a Ghanaian. The other countries and then the other currencies, I'm not well versed with them, so I'm using my own. So use that one to make the definition of what I'm saying. So if a quadruplet happens to do this or he wants to do the SADAQA, you pay or you use the formula that we did on the 5th, and then you add only one doof in place of adding the other notes. A twins the same thing, and a triplet the same thing. So these are some of the things that we explain. So just right now, Mr. Mohammed Clinton Google and help us with one information. We're having challenges with one person from the north who said that he used banana as a natural resources of Ghana in doing the SADAQA on the 5th, and we're challenging him. Actually, when we Google, banana is the second, Ghana is one of the second, largest producer of banana. Is it in Africa or in the world? I don't know. In Africa. So it means that you can also use the banana. But to be at the safer side, it's not something that is popular. To avoid inconveniences or unforeseen eventualities, it's better to buy cocoa. In the north, actually we don't have cocoa in the north. From Tamale downwards, we don't have cocoa. So you can decide to buy shea nut, the fresh one. If you don't have it, you can buy shea butter. This thing. If you can't buy shea butter, Ghana chocolate is there. The other day we demonstrated Ghana chocolate. Everybody knows Ghana chocolate. The one with the red paper and then the white. That is Ghana chocolate. One of the best chocolates in the world. You can decide to use that one. Not necessarily cocoa, but when you use the cocoa, it's the best. We have good, better, best. So that is the reason why. So we bought the cocoa. There are plenty here. We are going to dispatch them to the various spiritual centers before the time. Some of them will be taken to the north, others will be taken to the southern part of the world. Wheresoever we think that we have connection to people who are orphans, and then we have connection to people who are, who are widows. So these are the explanations. And then apart from that, someone is asking that whether if they are 10 or 100, or the family is 100, for example, or 50, or a huge number. So are they going to do it individually? No, we are not going to do that one individually. That one you have to contact me, then I will tell you the way that you do it personally. When you do it, it takes cover of the rest of the people in the family. That's what I mean. And then companies can also do it if they want to succeed or if they want to excel in their establishment. Institutions can do it. Individuals can, most especially individuals. So these are the explanations. And then we are now going to explain some of the testimonies that happened on the 5th. We had almost 3 or 4, but we are going to discuss 3. One from Amsterdam, who was looking for a visa for a very long time, from Abidjan. Amsterdam visa. From Abidjan, that is going to secure the visa for the daughter. They were struggling for a very long time, and then he made an intention, sent the money to us. Then I also issued critically, and then they did the SADAQA. After the SADAQA, within the matter of 72 hours, they issued the visa to the girl. So now he wants to do the SADAQA again. He's asking whether he can do the 23rd again. Yes, please, you can do it. You can go ahead and do it, because you can do it with the intention that if she goes there, she should excel. But what you have about visa, it is now there. So now that she's going to a different destination, like the way we are in the different destination of the year. This is January. 21st, if I'm not mistaken. So the rest of the 11 months on the Islamic calendar, we don't know what is going to happen. On the Gregorian calendar, we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know what the year is going to give birth to. It's a different destination altogether. Like the way the girl is going to a different destination from Africa to Amsterdam. So you can do the SADAQA again with a different intention. When she goes there, she should excel. You do that one, because since you have achieved that one. And then one also said that, Madam, may God Almighty Allah reward you with the biggest paradise, and for that matter, Jannat al-Firdaus, amen, together with all of us. I was looking for a work, a contract from one of the telecommunication networks in Ghana, one of the biggest telecommunication networks in Ghana. I'm not mentioning their names. Down the line, 5 years, 5 years, in Tamale, Ghana, West Africa. Go today, go tomorrow, go this minute, go this second, go this hour, go this. When I was going to do the SADAQA, I was not having even a penny with me. It was someone's SADAQA, as instructed. So when I was going to do the SADAQA to the person, then it came to my mind that why not on me to go inside his SADAQA and make my intention. Then I made my intention. After the SADAQA, 5 days later, after the 5th, they called me and gave me the contract. Madam, the question is that, have I taken the 14 or the lacking of the lack of the person that gave me the SADAQA to do? 1. 2, can I do the SADAQA again on the 23rd? 3, if I'm going to do it on the 23rd, am I going to follow the same procedure, or what procedure I'm going to follow? So the first answer is that you didn't take the 14 or the lack of the person that you did the SADAQA, because you left things and came and did the SADAQA for him. So it could be like a spiritual workmanship. That was the reason why you also insected or intercepted your intention. And God willing, He's also going to see the outcomes or the results of the SADAQA. Second, you can do the SADAQA additionally on the 23rd. And if you are going to do it on the 23rd, the penalty of adding one biggest note is exonerated. I take again, if you are listening to me, the guy in Tamale who had the contract, if you want to do it together with the man in Amsterdam, you do it, but the penalty that the people on the 23rd are going to pay, you are not going to do it. So it's only that one note, because it's carried forward, it's continuation. It's not afresh. So that is. So these are some of the things that we have on board about the SADAQA. Actually, myself, I took